Okay, let's talk about Lollapalooza.
Oh my goodness. So I can start
Please
with a
do.
point I have.
Okay.
Everybody on the internet, get off my girl's cat's eye.
Oh, what's
I
happening?
saw some people being like, they got one song. How are they already
don't have
performing at
one song.
Lollapalooza and all these things? And it's like, first of all, they have more than one song. And by the way, the songs that they do have are all bops. Every single one.
They really
like,
are, actually.
Just hit after
Yeah.
hit. And they might have some new stuff coming that y'all need to be ready for. So I cannot wait for Cat's Eye at Lollapalooza. But also Twice is there.
So excited for Twice. I actually thought they were going to do Coachella at some point. Maybe they
That would
still
make
will. We've talked about that before too, about which K-pop we think would like land at Coachella at some
Because I want it
point.
to be BTS. And you always say like, that might be too much for Coachella.
It still might be. I don't know if I want to make the point. I'm just saying. In Hypen's doing it. We've seen Blackpink do it multiple times, as well as them as soloists. I definitely could see like a J-Hope doing Coachella.
Oh, J-Hope at Coachella.
Yeah, it would be so great.
please.
I know. Obviously, he shut down Lala. I mean, I think any of the members solo doing Coachella would be great. I do think that we need the tour first from BTS.
Yes.
And then possibly, later on, a Coachella set or something like that, which would be cool still. But again, I'm selfish enough in the point where I really want to see them in a concert setting.
Yes.
I'd rather spend the money on a full BTS concert. Anyway, we're getting out of there. But
Lollapalooza.
But Cat's Eye, yeah, I think they really actually do deserve that. I think, so what people don't understand a lot of the time about these sets is it comes either right before a project comes out or right after.
Yeah.
So with Cat's Eye, having new music either on the way or maybe drop before Coachella, maybe right after, like whatever's going to happen. I don't know do they have like a release date yet or anything?
There's no release dates. But
We don't know. But we just know that like at the end of the day, that is something where it's a promotional thing and their management, their label, whatever, is making that decision very, very specifically for them to do.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, outside of that, I feel like people also don't think about how long a set could be.
No.
Like if you go to music festivals, some sets are like really, really short. You get like a couple songs, a moment. Some sets are like full concerts. It just depends on the schedule and what stage they're on and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I even saw a lot of hate. I don't know if you've seen this. Also, Gracie Abrams.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've
people
seen
are like,
for Lala.
she's got one viral song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, am I the biggest Gracie Abrams stan? No.
Right.
But I do know her impact on the music industry right now, and she has a lot of fans. And I think she's definitely bigger than a TikTok song to like belittle her to that and say like she shouldn't be headlining festivals yet. I'm like, if I was booking a festival and putting a roster together, and I'm trying to sell tickets, I would definitely put a Gracie Abrams at the top of billing.
Yeah, and I think people have to remember that it's like all of this really is a business, whether or not we want to think of it that way, because I think music gets really personal and emotional for people and really want it to come from the heart a lot of the time. But I think two things can be true at once, where everybody is trying to make money and support themselves and have a lifestyle and be able to support families or whatever it is. So when we come to festivals, which is run by companies and people working the festivals, people putting it together, whatever, when we put together headliners, and I'm not saying we, but I'm just saying industry. Like I've never done it, you know what I mean? But even, radio shows do the same thing. It's like who can actually bring, like what names are recognizable enough to bring people in? And it's not necessarily have their songs charted, how many streams do they have, kind of going into the weeds of things.
It's about selling tickets.
It's about selling tickets. And again, I think that waters it down to like a really unfortunate kind of like and or type situation. But I really, really think that multiple things can be true at once. And these need to be profitable concerts, festivals, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So they still need to bring the people in. So if people are going to recognize the name Gracie Abrams at the top, for whatever her standing is in the music industry right now, if you've seen her stuff, if you've listened or haven't, I guess enough people have to where they believe it warrants her to be a headliner. So
and then on top of that, I mean, festivals have gotten bigger, I think.
Yeah.
And people don't, I think, maybe take that in consideration because you look at a Lollapalooza lineup, especially if you look at a Coachella lineup, there's so many names now.
So
you got the headliners,
many,
the under that, and there's just so many other names of performers. And those people deserve opportunities and people will discover new music. There will be somebody that's going to walk past Cat's Eye, not know who the hell they are, and be like, these girls is killing it.
Yeah, because that's what happened with Blackpink.
and you become, and so that's what music festivals are all about. Of course, you want to go see your faves, but you walk around, you bounce around the sets, you hang out with your friends, you discover music, and that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I think Gracie, again, same as you. I wouldn't say like I'm a massive stan or anything like that. I'm also I don't hate her. I don't know. I feel there's a lot of like negative vibes.
People just like to run their mouth on the internet.
Yeah, it's kind of just like
what's on the internet.
I guess okay, let me ask this question. What is the problem? Okay. I'm like, do they think someone else is like more deserving? Do they think that she took someone else's spot?
Which, by the way, if you want to really get into like industry conversations, like there's so many times that we know that behind the scenes, these festivals, these organizations are really trying to decide who they're going to put in these slots. And it's not even always easy to fill the slots.
No. Because, another point, record labels, if labels have like a specific artist on their roster, like their highest artist there or whatever is going to do a festival, that means it probably knocks off some of their other people on that label because they're prioritizing one artist over whoever else is on the label. Maybe they'll throw in like, okay, well, we'll get a bigger artist to do it. I don't even want to drop a name because I don't know which labels are with who, whatever. Yeah. But like, we'll get this big major artist. I'm just throwing it out. Post Malone. We'll do Post Malone, but we'll give you Post Malone if you also add in these two smaller artists that we're trying to also, promote and market and whatever.
We're shaking hands. What was when President got impeached? What's it called? I wanted to say Status Quo, but that's High School Musical. Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
That's
okay.
It. That's what I was looking for.
Status quo, High School Musical. No, that's not it. I think like that's where people get really personal and upset about. They think deals are being made in shady ways too. But I think people also need to know that that's
just business.
It's always been like that, and I think. To some extent, it's like, is that smart to do? Are they being savvy with it? Or it's like, are they using that power a little bit to be like, well, we got Post Malone, so like now you need to throw in our other artists. But it's just kind of always been the way it's been done. Like all those festivals are, there are a certain amount of labels, certain amount of artists signed to whatever labels, and they're all going to go through the rosters and see who's popular that year, who's going to work out, whose tour's not in the way. Like, how are all these dates coming together? It's such a clusterfuck of information for them. So long story short, Cat's Eye being on it, I think is great. I think it's great. And they probably do have cool stuff coming out. We don't know. We're not going to confirm or deny anything. I haven't heard anything. Tetris has definitely not heard anything at all.
Not a clue.
We don't know. But I think that's great. And I think Twice, who we were originally talking about, I think them being what?
Oh, no, I'm ready to hear what you got to say about Twice. This is me like excited for your take.
I think it's a cute moment for something like Lala. Like Twice, I think is like a typical K-pop. Like I love Twice as a girl group because I feel like they represent the girl group in K-pop, kind of like a girl's generation.
Oh, yeah.
So having that vibe, just cutesy and fun, which I also think Cat's like is going to bring to Lollapalooza as well. But I'm really interested to see.
And they have such passionate fans.
They do. Like a candy bong. What are they called? The candy bongs at Lolla is going to be super cute.
Did you see that they just like Coachella officially announced you could bring your light stick because that was going to be a thing. That you could not bring it in Coachella, but now you can.
That
they were like,
makes
we cannot
sense.
Stop these people.
That makes sense. Well, because honestly, we were talking about this too. Like Coachella kind of lets you bring in any kind of bag, don't they? Like they don't really check.
For the most part.
They I think look through your stuff, but it's not like, oh, you need to bring a 5x7 clear, whatever it is. Yeah, it's not that. And I was talking to a friend about it because we're planning, fits or whatever for Coachella, and we were like, well, we can kind of bring whatever bag. And I was like, you're right. You don't have to worry about that. So people are bringing in crazy stuff.
But what they get strict about is like when they're searching it is like, because even me with equipment and stuff.
Oh, right.
Like
yeah.
any kind of batteries or things that look like equipment or like any stuff they kind of are against because they don't want anybody bringing any professional stuff in there.
Because people will bring in like umbrellas and stuff, just like big stuff. So it's like, why wouldn't you be able to bring a candy bong or like something else into festivals?
It's official.
Whatever. But I guess, in Hypen,
let's go.
Yeah, in Hypen, people are going to bring that in. Oh, yeah. The Blackpink. What are they called? Is it a Blackpink bomb?
I just call them all bombs.
Bombs? Hold on. I'm going to look this up. Blackpink light stick name. Blackpink lights at a BP light stick. Okay, just light stick.
Yeah,
so it's not like a candy bong, whatever it is.
And then have you seen the
ping pong?
the Lisa one?
No?
Oh, it's so cute.
Hold on.
I saw it the other day and it was like $70 and I wanted it and I was like, no. And then I'm like, I know I'm going to get it before Coachella.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
It's so
okay,
cute.
I saw this. It actually is really fire.
I know.
I
so
like
great.
that. Some of these light sticks are getting real good. Have you seen G-Dragons?
Oh, yeah, I have.
That's cool.
That was cool.
That is a cool light.
I
Let's
like
not talk about
17s.
light sticks right
Speaking
now.
of
Yeah.
love
17 and the
theirs.
proof shirt.
Oh my God.
But what song do you think Twice is going to open with?
I don't have a suggestion.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not deep enough into Twice space.
You don't care? Like, is it something where it's just kind of like whatever they do, you're going to love?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm going to be at that set living vicariously through the fans.
The one song that I want them to perform, they're not going to perform.
Wait a minute. Sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
What?
I forgot about a bop of theirs that I really like.
What?
Moonlight Sunrise.
Oh, Moonlight Sunrise.
Oh,
They might do that. They might do that.
I need that.
They might do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Have you ever heard one of their Japanese songs? It's called Here Here.
No.
Oh,
Oh, you know the choreo. No, I have not heard that one.
It's such a good one, but they're not going to do it. It's one of their Japanese titles. But yeah.
So we got to get Brooke there so she can hopefully see that song.
If they don't do More and More.
That's the one you need?
Yes.
Oh, I can see the emotion.
But again, I don't know if they're going to do it. Like, have you heard it?
No, I don't think I have. I don't know much of Twice's music.
Okay. It's one of the songs where...
You're forgetting that Blackpink and BTS started my...
No, I get it.
Journey.
I get it.
So
but
before
BTS
that,
started mine, but I quickly got into Twice. I was like, Twice.
You went back.
Yeah, I was
G-Dragon technically started
get in there. Twice they had a song. I think this was 2020, and it was called More and More, and it was like kind of divisive. I didn't feel that way because it was my first intro into them, but because it was like they had what is like the anti-choruses where the chorus there's no singing in it, and it's kind of like an EDM
like music, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like a drop, basically.
Man, like the early 2000s.
Yeah, and so people got real weird about it because they were hoping that it was going to be a chorus. Their comeback, they were going to have a singing chorus because people love Twice, they love their singing, whatever, and it wasn't. But I think it'll be perfect for Lolla or any kind of festival at all. But it's one of those things where as soon as it starts, the choreo, they all go forward. And as soon as I hear it, I do the same thing, just out of like, and no, I want it.
You just feel it.
Yeah.
You just feel it.
It's the best song ever. You have to go look it up.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, if they don't do it,
I'll get prepared.
Not that I think I'll actually go to Lollapalooza this year. I've never gone.
It's a fun festival.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a great festival.
In the middle of the city, which is something I had never really kind of experienced when I did my first Lolla, because you're like surrounded by like office buildings and skyscrapers.
Right,
You're
that's
like
cool.
in the middle of Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I'd
cool.
love to
And
go.
they have golf carts.
I would love to go. Yeah, if it can happen, I have friends in Chicago I could stay with, but I've never actually made it happen. Last year I almost went.
Wait,
almost.
girl, you got friends there?
I do have friends there. I have a lot of Chicago friends.
So see, you should go because I'm telling you, you can get like GA tickets for I think last year.
You want me to be in GA alone,
200 and something.
And you're gonna be backstage with Cat's Eye.
Don't be putting me on blast because
I'm not putting you on blast.
You know me, I'm like, get a GA and you'll get where you need to be.
If you can promise that,
you know my vibe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like at the end of the day, if I get a GA, I'll be stuck out there by my damn self, and I can't do it.
Would never leave you in GA by yourself.